doesn't tie back to...
she needs a tie back to hold the curtains back.
It doesn't tie it back to the challenge. Nothing about it says this is material from a backyard thing.
And why is this backyard worthy?
Right. There's no wink. There's no... And she keeps swearing up and down in the confessional that this is my thing. I do fashion. I do runway. This is so couture. This is high fashion. So the more you sell it as that, and if it's actually not that, the more glaring that discrepancy is.
Blaire has had a history with using her thoughts as versions of the truth, which don't always mean what they say. I'm careful as to choosing my words here. She literally said, I'm a Broadway queen, and she couldn't do a little step touch turn, remember? And then it's you're not a Broadway queen, you're a queen who likes show tunes. A Broadway queen is Milan or Peppermint,
right.
Alexander Billings, girls like that. So when she says this is what I do, this high fashion, and I'm I don't know that it is. Have you walked a runway for Fashion Week? Have you done those things, or do you just like fashion and then wear your version of it? Because this is not Raja saying she's a fashion girl. I believe. Blaire saying she's a fashion girl. I do not believe, because honestly, if this is the look that she made, the other looks that she's worn that we've been stunned for weren't made by her, right?
Yeah.
That tree, that pink thing, those weren't made for her. So I'm taking some umbrage with her saying fashion girl. She looks beautiful. I would rip off her face and wear it if I could, but not that outfit. That outfit I would use to stop the bleeding, honestly.
It puts the lotion on its face or it gets the hose again. Finally, we have Alexa.
Now, Blaire's judging is a little more mixed. They said her character wasn't hilarious, but her cousin look was good, which, who cares? She's in the bottom anyway. They can say whatever she wants at this point. Carson says her runway outfit is messy, and Michelle critiques the hair because it looked like at one point it was wet and gelled, and then maybe 3 hours later it was just a dry helmet.
Because it was, and she says this.
It's not hard to spring a little spray bottle in your on-set kit and just moisten down. These girls making excuses, it's stupid. You've been on the show before. Stop it. You know what the tea is.
Okay. I liked her hair.
Honestly, if you're listening to The Chop with Latrice and Manila, you'll know they don't know these girls, and they can say whatever they want. And I used to drink a lot, so if I did meet these girls, I don't fucking remember.
Aldi girl.
One that stand out was Blaire. I don't know why. She was just so kind of awkward, and I was watching her do this thing, and I was like, this is probably the whitest person I've ever seen in my life.
Was she doing it on purpose? Was it supposed to be comical, or was she actually trying to dance? I couldn't tell.
I didn't know. I can't tell if you're being yeah, I'm goofy, or if you're I'm genuinely trying my best, and this is what's coming out. RuPaul walks over to Blaire, and she's all right, I'm doing Ellen, which visually, that makes sense. But there is a problem with doing comedians because you are relying on their material. You're not relying on their characteristics.
If you're doing an impersonation of them just to tell their jokes, then you're just telling their jokes, which isn't really the challenge.
Yeah, I think what people have to realize that Snatch Game is about caricature, not perfect impersonation. Now, RuPaul's I'm not laughing. What's your backup? And she's like, bitch, I don't have a backup. And I'm like, what, bitch? First of all, literally back up. You came to All Stars 5, the shittiest number in the world, according to Jinx. You came to All Stars 5, and you did not bring a backup? No. Was she doing Ellen DeGeneres with anxiety? Why was Ellen so nervous? Why was Ellen so scared?
I feel like what she was attempting was showing how family-friendly Ellen is for a queer person. That's me giving her as much credit as I possibly can.
I give her no credit. Her credit's bad.
My Blaire impression this season is, I'm Blaire St. Clair, and I'm a bad girl now.
Now, the fans are going to think I'm being really harsh on Blaire. I realize I've been harsh on Blaire for 3 episodes of the Pit Stop now, but also, no. Alright, Juju be practically every episode. I feel like I am being unbiased. I genuinely feel like I'm just sticking to what I'm seeing. With that in mind, I just did not like this. I didn't like the cousin look. It looked like a horrible Sharon Needles knockoff. I did not like the outfit that she made. It looked like it was just trying so hard to be fashion that it ended up being the complete opposite.
I wasn't as mad about it as you are, but
I want to fight.
It was safe. She's like from that part of America where people look and talk like that and dress like that and have mullets and such. And she just kind of went with things that are familiar. I'm not that mad about it.
As a plug for Fashion Photo Review, I need to ask you right now, her backyard ball eleganza, is it a toot or is it a boot?
Oh, that's kind of a boot for me. That's kind of a boot.
Therein lies the answer.
Sometimes I feel that Blaire is just kind of relying on the fact that she is exquisitely, angelically beautiful, and she can just put on a tablecloth and a wet bob, which apparently wasn't as wet as people really wanted it to be.
Not wet enough.
I just think that she kind of limited herself and just kind of went like, I don't need to wear that much, which is the way